Hello. So today I'm gonna react to the Cranberries Zombie. This is gonna be a special video, I think. This is a song suggestion by James, the great James. So James, thank you so much. Um, so this is part of the Dark Salvation. It's been a long time that I haven't listened to this song. A long time. I will say probably like more than 10 or 15 years. And obviously I'm very excited to listen to this song with these new ears. Obviously, and even more than 15 years, probably more years. Um, and I'm ready to listen to it with this new, with this with what my ears can give me in this stage of my life. If I tell you something, this song was the first thing that someone teach me in the guitar. And I'm gonna show you what was it once I finished the video, watching the video, whatever. But this was one of the first things that someone teach me, and it was something very simple. I'm gonna show it to you. But yes, I have a lot of memories with this song, and obviously as a Puerto Rican, you in Puerto Rico you have English classes all your life, well, not all your life, but from school, even university, and guess what? Even when you are doing English classes, you do understand things, but you a lot of time you don't know how to speak the language. Yes. How did I learn English? I learned how to understand it with playing video games, but I had to I had to go I had to travel and get myself into the ambient and learn with, you know, trying to talk English. So in other words, yes, all my life listen to a lot of American music or whatever music in English, and because we in Puerto Rico have a lot of, a lot with MTV and all this stuff, and we have a lot of English stuff here in Puerto Rico. So yeah, when I listened to Cranberry at that time, I didn't understand any of the words. So it should be so interesting to pay attention to the word and see what's going on. Hopefully I can understand it, right? Also, I'm gonna try to see what else I got into the music. But James says the Dark Selection of Isaac Zombie by the Cranberries from the album No Need to Argue, 1994. This is the only song that I have heard from this group, and obviously because when I was in high school, or no, when I was in middle school, people were crazy with this song. So he say they don't come much darker than this track. Whew, should be interesting to see. It was written by the lead singer Dolores O'Riordan about the young victim of a bombing in Warrington, England, during the Troubles in Northern Ireland. Critics have described Zombie as a masterpiece of alternative rock, and hey, super famous song. They have this video. I check and it have 1,000,000,007,000,000 whatever. I don't know, 700 million, almost 2 billions, and that's crazy. Seems that a lot of people love it. Again, it's a long time that don't hear this song, and I'm looking forward to see the dark side, right? Yeah, like I say, people were crazy with this song when I was in high school. Obviously, later I'm gonna show you my first thing that I learned as a guitarist. The first thing. But yeah, let's do it. Let's react to this. I'm very excited. Yeah, let's do it. So James, thank you so much for the suggestion. Thank you so much. To be honest with you, I'm probably haven't seen the video. Probably, I don't even know. I don't even remember. So, let's see. Does this have? Yeah, this have captions in English. Wait, we need caption, and we're gonna watch this 4K. We have caption. Yes. And then 4K. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'm gonna listen to this and I'm gonna remember my past. before I continue, classical guitarist reacting to this. It's gonna be like a review, right? But first take, I'm gonna watch the whole thing without stopping. I may talk a little bit, whatever. That's my reaction. And then the second take, I may come back to the beginning, little by little, give you an analysis, and there's some theory, history that it can be there. So anyway, we're gonna react to this. Let's do it for the love of humanity, please. Interesting. I love the drum, how it sounds. Okay. Having Shiva here. Very simple solo.
It's the same old deed since 1916. In your head, they're still fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are dying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie.
Oh. Okay. Oof. So, man. Okay. Sorry. Like I say, it's been a long time that I haven't heard a song. Let me see, a lot of memories, right? And yeah, there's a lot of things in the music that when I listen to this, when I listened to this in the past, I my brain did not caught right. Probably haven't heard this song with good headphones or earphone, whatever. Like now I can hear everything very clear. But it's the first time that I see the video, and also, when I listened to it in the past, the only thing that I understand was zombie, and then normally when people used to listen to it, like I say, because we were not like English, probably in my neighborhood where people used to play this, a lot of people did not talk English. Probably now in Puerto Rico, there's a lot of people that it does speak English. But when I used to live, not a lot of people knew to talk English very well, and yeah, they will do a lot of this cover. Actually, they will sing this a lot, and you listen to the lyric, and then again, when you're young, you take the best from the song, and obviously the catchy phrases from her and the noise, right? But you don't internalize the music, and here's the deal: Cranberries, this song, Zombie, is a simple song. It's simple, but it's obviously now listen to it. Obviously the lyrics are heavy. Also, when I listen to it, I hear a little noise in the back that it does create a little tension. That noise, it does help to have a little bit of tension during the song and make you feel uncomfortable, actually. Which I'm gonna tell you which is. Man, I need to clean my nose here. I'm telling you, I got emotional again because this is not a tissue. This is a wipe, but it worked. Sorry. Again, a lot of emotions, memories, and listening to this and watching the video and lyrics is a full package of emotions. So now I'm gonna go to the beginning. And yeah, like I say, first impression of the song, her voice, unique. All those little tweaks that she does with her voice are very unique. Yeah, when I listen to the chorus, there's like a noise in the background again that it makes you feel a little uncomfortable, and you don't feel it, but it's there, and it does help to make the song be darker. And yeah, again, those solo super simple, but that's the thing. Sometimes you don't need complexity to make a song complex. Sometimes you need just simplicity, but you need to know what to put there to make it complex. That's how life work. Sometimes to make complex music, yeah, sure, you can make it complex and it's gonna sound complex, but that's not everything. Actually, with beautiful music, you can make something complex and it can sound beautiful. You can make something very simple and it's gonna sound beautiful. How else? I have something else in mind, that arrangement or playing guitar. Sometimes simple songs are the best. In this case, simple solos. Solos that, but it's just the song per se, and how probably it touched a whole generation of people. And I'm gonna go to the beginning. Let's do some analysis here of Cranberries Zombies. I'm surprised, James. Thank you so much for This is the least thing that I thought that you were gonna suggest me, and here we are. So let's see from the beginning. Obviously, let me show you what do I. Let me put it back. Wait. Let me show you. When I hear the introduction, obviously you hear everything very clear. But the first thing that I learned was, I remember I have a friend. His name is Edmund, and he didn't play guitar, but he knew just one thing, and it was this introduction of Cranberries. And he showed it to me. That was the first thing, and he would just do this, and then he will move this finger, and then the same position down, and then one finger down, and then he will repeat that. Sorry. That was the first thing that I learned as a guitarist, actually. Well, you can do it different ways, right? Just this first, the last three strings, and then then after that, then I begin to to mix. I find the chords, and I begin to I teach other people. And I used to have a girlfriend that was the first thing that I teach her, and then from there she felt confident and she began to learn other stuff. But that was my introduction. I'm sorry. And yeah, that was the first thing that I learned. So yeah, I wanted to tell you that. But then you see this introduction with this face here, right? And then okay, we're gonna go to dark stuff. So obviously, introduction. I'm gonna analyze the introduction. So obviously, there is a lot when the chords that are here that normally that make this sound very nice. It's gonna be E minor, C major, G, and then you can do D major. Let me see. But the thing is that they don't use the full chords, and what you hear is probably just the basses. Right? So when you hear that, obviously the first one it sounds very tonal. But then after that, instead of doing a C major, then we just leave the first three string open. And then you go to G, but again, you make other combination. I don't know the name of that chord, right? And then the D major, no, you do when the F sharp, and then you are creating a lot of tension. So then from here you begin to feel a little uncomfortable. It sounds very nice. Obviously it's an introduction, right? And then having the bass after that, it does help. The bass and the drum, it does help to make the song a little bit more easy to listen to. But we're gonna put it again. So now you hear the introduction, and of course now you still listen to the acoustic guitar in the background, but like I say, because you're not doing the full chords, you now have a little bit of noise in the back. Yes, the bass and the guitar are now the heaviest, right? And the loudest, and you tend to forget a little bit that sound, but then that sound is still in the background, which it does help a little bit being uncomfortable, right? A little unease. And I, now that I can appreciate it better, it makes sense with why the song is per se, right? Pa 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 pa. That's what I'm listening. That's what I hear. That pa. That's a pedal note there that is maintaining the tension, and you don't even figure out that, but it's there, and it does help to create a little bit of uncomfortableness. I don't know how to, unease. And I think that that's very nice. It's very interesting. Da, da. And then we finish, right? And now with that pedal note that is still there, it disappears. And then we have the voice entering, and I think that it does help to give you a time to breathe before we go to the chorus again. And we have her singing about zombie, which probably is what I got from the lyrics is that people ignore what's happening, and people ignore what happened, and they're zombie. They live their life, and without thinking about other people, they just follow the rules and something like that. Okay, so first we have this image here. Just so interesting, eh? So interesting. You see, so that pedal note pop is a little bit there, but it's not as much. She has such a unique voice. She has just a unique voice, and it's so characteristic from. I don't know. She's just herself. I don't know how to describe this. Okay, so now. So interesting how she repeat "and the bombs" 2 times just to make that emphasis, right? But here's the deal. When I listened to this for the first time, I didn't know what the music was about, and now I see where things were, and so interesting. With their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns in your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head? Zombie, zombie, zombie. I don't know how to make that. With my voice, I cannot do it, but that's so. I think that's what people like a lot. Her voice kind of like crack a little bit. So let's continue here. So yeah, we have the kids playing. Obviously they're playing with guns, and I had to edit the video a little bit because something happened. But anyway, now I had to come back to to my reaction. But yeah, we have the image of the kid playing, and I see that they play a lot with the guns and all that stuff, and I guess that's a way that the kids begin to see the society in a way after all this thing that happens, right? I'm not sure per se really well. I think that James mentioned about um, that something well, the troubles in Northern Ireland. So yeah. So we're gonna continue checking up again musically. Like I say, for me again, simplicity and there's like a sense of, for example, that note that I was talking about that it stayed like a pedal, it just create a little bit of uncertainty. But yeah, lyrics are very important, and in this case, also her voice doing that, singing and then like cracking a little bit of her voice. It's not cracking, but it's like getting out a little of air. That effect that she does is, is good stuff. Yeah, super simple solo. I do remember my friends doing that, and it was a big deal. So good stuff. And again, I haven't talked about the bass, but the bass have such a classic melody, I would say, the bum 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 ba bum 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 bum, which is, is such a independent line. I love when I can hear the bass doing something totally different than the rest of the people. And then in the chorus we have the guitar following the bass line. So I think that's super nice. We have, like I say, I love hearing the bass being independent.
And there bombs, and there bombs, and there guns in your head, they are dying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. What's in your head, zombie, zombie, zombie.
Yeah, such a interesting video. Yeah, such a. I can't believe it that we're listening to this, and a lot of time we didn't know the meaning of what the song was, and it's interesting to listen to it now. Oh, that section is classic. Okay, so now we have a little bit more solo. See, very simple solo, but the energy of the music is just a lot, and it's I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, this solo is very simple, but it's also so powerful, I guess. Of course, the song per se does help it helped the solo to transfer all that energy to the people, and this almost had 2 billion views, so yeah, people love it. You hear the note in the background is so like da, da. So yeah, good memories. I have a lot of good memories with this song, and I'm happy to be able to react to this after many years, and I'm a little bummed that I had to had to edit, and I got interrupted in the middle of my reaction. But I think things like that happen all the time. But that's what I got for the song. So thank you so much for watching, James. Thank you so much for this great suggestion. And yeah, I again a lot of memories. Yes, of course, the song hit different. And yeah, musically, I think that it's a simple song but complex in the same way, in the sense that it's there's things going on inside the music that make everything feels a little bit more uncertain, and that really does help the song to hit you in a different way, especially those notes that are in the air as a pedal notes, and you don't hear them a lot because you have the bass and the electric guitar and the drum, taking over. But those notes, for me, in the background, those help the song to have that little pinch of darkness that it does. Yeah, I think that those are those notes that make this song so special. That's what I think. Also, her voice is, everything that she does with her voice is just so memorable, I would say. And yeah, people love hearing that zombie phrase in the choir, in the chorus. I remember people singing just that part. So yeah, it's so interesting to grow up in the in the country that, in a place, I would say, that a lot of people will listen to American music and we didn't know what the lyrics were. The only first this song is Zombie. It's the only thing that we knew what was it, and by that time you didn't know what the music was about. And obviously I didn't even saw the video, so now it's, there was something else there. That was a hidden message. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you around. Take care.